Alrighty then, we're at the very beginning of this restoration. I'd say the goal over the last few weeks was to dismantle almost everything underneath this car, and I did just that. So follow along as I get from here to here, and from here to here. We're also going to take a look at all this lovely stuff I found underneath the car. This warehouse is where I'll be parking it for the foreseeable future. I'm lucky enough to be able to co-work in a space like this, although I do have to watch out for others wanting to store things around my car. At the moment I don't have any workbench or place to store parts, but I'm sure in the near future I can fix that. Remember, just start. The why is the most important, and the how will follow. So let's get to it. I didn't personally own any jack stands, so I went out and bought these 12-ton ones on sale at Princess Auto. Some videos online told me if you want stability and great clearance, this is the way to go. Alright, she's all drained. Time to disassemble. Aha! Look at this. Oh, that is really nice. Wow. I don't know what this is. The gasket and the gasket sealer, I guess. I'll have to remember that when putting it back on. Remember, I don't know anything. Aha! Okay. Whoa. That's cool. Oh. Look at that thing. I got a cut. I don't want to be touching rust. I don't want this to be touching the ground. So I went to the store and I got some Ziplocs, so now I can be much more organized. Driveshaft. Every time I hear the word driveshaft, I think of Lost. So when I was down here, I'm just now inspecting, what's where the driveshaft once was, and I keep finding more screws. So if anybody has a solution, is it better for me to go, take these screws out, replace them with bolts? I'm guessing this is holding down the carpet or the console because I see more screws up there. if somebody has a better option, you know, if bolts are the way to go for the console, someone please let me know. Just a couple smacks, right? A couple smacks. Let's see the damage. Oh, yeah. See the ridge? Just look, hold it up. So then my e-brake is right there, and I can disconnect it, and that will loosen it there. Because there's where the e-brake handle and this meet, I can disconnect it there, and then that stays, and then this can drop.
Then your shoes will be able to come off. Those are just clips. Yeah, it turns and twists.
No.
No? And is it a weight for balance?
Oh my gosh. This is the original. This is the Toyota Tech. This is the original drum brake from 1972. The dumbest thing in the world. So this is the hanging e-brake. Maybe I can go here. And that's going all the way to the drum. So now when I drop the axle, this will drop with it because it was attached all here. Oh. Attach those mounts, and then it was attached back here where it attaches to the handbrake. Before I dropped the rear axle, I took some shots of the rusty conditions ahead. I'd say for a car that you'd typically find in disrepair, this Corolla is in great condition. Amazingly, none of the bolts were seized. But in this shot, you can see that there's some rust near my rear leaf spring mount, and I'm worried about it. As well, there's a bunch of dry rotted bushings. The ball joints on the front suspension are also all shot. Everything just needs a good overhaul. These two off, this one, and that. Okay. Where's the liquid? There we go. Nice. Very nice. Very surprising.
You need a little thing to take it out.
So I have, yeah, exactly. Like that. How am I going to get that out?
You're gonna punch it out, man.
Here,
give me a sledge. Or you can take this one off instead.
I can try that too. Nice and loose. Nice. Not a lot of room, but it's loose. In place.
spring down on your hand. You don't know what it's gonna do. Here. Oh, good.
Okay, everything is off, right?
You do double checking.
It's these also. I unhooked them, but they also. I think the weight will push them down.
Oh, they're hung up. Yeah, they'll come down with all the weight. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Can these springs away from your jack? Or your blue jacks?
Oh, there it is. It's not on there. Maybe give the back a little smack. Hey!
Okay, close these ones up, man.
Close them up.
Or you can take them off.
How do you close them?
See if you can go lower.
I cannot.
Take these
Here, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna push it this way and it's gonna tilt. And tilt this whole thing. Exactly. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. Hey! So let's widen that up here. Look at that. Look at that. Wow.
It's like it spins the tires. It's like a go-kart, man.
That thing's so small. That's a little victory right there.
Yep. You know, soon.
I have to say this felt like quite an accomplishment. I've seen so many videos of people dropping their rear axle and it felt so advanced. But now that I've done it, I realize this is something that anybody can do. Now we can disassemble this separately down the road and give it the attention it deserves. All right, so we can take a look underneath, get on the creeper, and let's take a look underneath here. That's my rear shock, my gas drain, and hopefully this is staying. There we go. I'm not sure what this is for. I think it's for the bumper that hits my differential, but I don't know what this is. Why is this here? This is the brake line that I had to cut because I started twisting it right here and it started twisting the actual line and I didn't want it to snap because I do not want to be replacing these at the moment. They definitely going to have to be. They're very rusty. So it just depends when I'm going to do that. I need to stick to the schedule and it's something I want to stay away from right now. Those are my gas lines. 3 lines. I know one's a return, one's a supply, one's a return. I don't know what the other one is at the moment. But I was planning on putting the battery in the trunk, so I will have to pop another hole in here. And if I'm gonna run new lines, either run them through those holes or run them somewhere else. Moving on to the front suspension, I have to say it wasn't as easy as the back. There was a slight learning curve to getting castle nuts and their cotter pins off. But eventually, I just stuck a socket on them, shearing the pin and punching it out later. After when I did the other side, I breezed through it in about an hour. Whoa, that's nice. Something. Woo! Oh, hello. I don't want that, so I'm gonna have to get some proper sizes and metric cuts. And this. Why'd that come off so easy? Now what? That's the bolt I'm looking for. I think. Whoa. Come on. fix this whole thing. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, that is not secured at all. Oh, whoa, there's my pads. Lucy, right? Whoa, whoa! Ah, it's a bearing and I just got it dirty and that's scaring me. Oh, whoa, okay. This is coming apart fairly easily. Whoa, there we go. I don't understand how there's no, maybe because I got the cap on? I never drained the brake lines. Take these off and see what happens. Okay. Beautiful. That can be reused. That's very nice. So these look like somebody replaced them recently. Let's see if I can get on there. They don't look old, so I think everything's been done and this grease doesn't look old, or maybe old grease looks like that, I don't know. So is there a way I need to store these? Can I touch them with my fingers? They're gonna get dirty? Somebody let me know. Won't come off. It is stuck. Maybe. It's getting a little messy around here. Oh, the only thing holding this is this cable. I'm going to be replacing these cables. Woohoo! Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. This is just nice and loose. Okay. So this is my first time ever using a torch, but this thing is so stuck that I need to heat it up and hopefully expand it so it comes off. That's off, right? Yeah? Oh my gosh, yes. I am very happy that worked. Oh, maybe this was some type of self-sealing. Let's see. Look at that. Plastic. So maybe this thing seals itself on when you... I don't know what the kind of nut's called. I'll find out. That's what it was. Must be. Whoop. There we go. Aha! Gotcha. Okay, I went and picked up this ball joint puller and hopefully it's gonna work. It's just a cheap one, but let's see if it does the job. Is that working? It worked! That was nuts. Is this thing broken? Okay, nice. That's what we need. There we go. Oh, there we are. Okie doke. Let's see the wear on this. That is nice and worn down. Otherwise, this is part of the steering wheel. And this is connected to the other side. And this is the sway bar, so technically it's all off. Here's that ball joint, lower control arm. Yucky and all broken, just destroyed, so good thing we're replacing everything. And that's it. We disassembled almost all the undercarriage. Overall, I'm really happy that there wasn't any seized bolts. From all the videos I've seen of undercarriage restorations, half the battle is cutting away all the parts that won't come off. Now we have a little stockpile on the desk. At first I was super paranoid about things on the right side of the car being different than the left, but for the most part everything's the same. I'll put them in the same bag. In the back here we have our large components. Really excited to see this pile grow. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. This is only the second video, but there's been a lot of support already, and I'm really thankful to everyone who gave their input on the last video. Next, I'll be looking into maybe pulling the engine and transmission. I really didn't want to do that, but I think it's the only way I'm going to get this car onto its side with a homemade tip-over jig. And that's it for now. I'll see you on the next one.